Well, wholesome education is what I would call holistic education. It includes all aspects of human existence and all aspects of childhood. First of all, I think we need to have inclusive education. That means children of different abilities, children of different skills, children from different backgrounds studying all along the same route of complete education. Now, what does it consist of? Of course, you would say that the first, perhaps the most important thing are academics. I mean, you all send your children to school, so they'll study well. If they do well in school and go to college or whatever other profession they want to take up, they will be a success. So academics is great importance, and naturally this is the emphasis laid by the school and by parents on what the children do. However, you have to be a little careful that not everybody is academically of the same level. There are children with other skills, with other talents, with other abilities, and these should not be neglected. We cannot impose on our children that I'm a doctor, therefore, and your grandfather was a doctor, and therefore you should also be a doctor. You should allow them also to develop their own personality, their own character, and they're not clones of you, they're individuals, and this has to be recognized. The world is opened up widely. When I was a student, we had the usual doctor, lawyer, engineer, that's all. What is this opened up? And our schools must get into this particular field so that all aspects of education are covered. Then you have the complete man. Yes. Second would be, they used to call it extracurricular activities. I don't like the word extra because it means it's an add-on. It's a co-curricular activity. That means it's part of the curriculum of study. For instance, by having physical sports, you develop the body and the mind. There used to be an old Latin saying, in corpore sano, mens sana. That means healthy mind, healthy body. Now, this is very important, and teachers and schools and parents have to get this message across. Otherwise, you're just developing that one aspect. Secondly, you have to develop also in things, why do you go to school? You could sit at home and learn. You have to learn through work within a community. It's the school community, your classmates, your teachers, so many people you come into contact with in school of different cultures, of different religions, of different habits. And if that kind of a school is one that gives you what you will need later in life to live in a community which may have differences. And the uniqueness of India is that we have so many different castes, religions, etc. But the country is one, and it has withstood the test of time over the last 60 odd years. And that's very important that we give these people. Then we should learn that everybody has a role. For instance, if you go to a school, everybody says, okay, so-and-so has come first, so-and-so has come second, has done very well. But take a person, a child who's not a very good student and all. He's a very good runner. He has his day in the sun on sports day. And that we should recognize. You go wrong because you have parents who fall into different categories. There's one category of parents who I would call the doting parent. Oh, the ladka or ladki has to be looked after, doting. They want to do everything for the child. They pamper the child. They even want to go to the school and tell the teacher how to educate the child, and so on and so forth. They can be, I mean, I want parents to take interest in their children, even visit schools, visit classrooms. But when you go to doting to that extreme, the child can do no wrong. That's one kind of parent. There's another type of parent who is what I would call another D, the disinterested parent. Couldn't care tuppence about it. I've put my child into school, you educate. जो करने होगा करना. Tuition देने होगा tuition दीजिए. ये करने होगा जो. And he goes about his business or whatever he has to do. So there's no interest at all in what is going on. And more today, which we don't always see, but I'd like to make this very strong statement, there are discordant parents. We don't realize it, but there are many children in school who are suffering from the trauma of living in a family which is constantly parents are fighting, disagreeing, or they hardly see the father. They may come to school, they come for the interview to show that they're together very happily. And that's why when people write, when they first go to school, they say, write an essay on your family. In today's world, there are so many families which are not families in the true sense of the term. So that's the third. And the third one is the divorced parents. The number of single parents in our schools today is on the rise almost daily. And we have to accept these different kinds of parents into our system. My only suggestion for them, for the parents, is be interested in your child. Take an interest in what the child does, either you're a single or together, but you have to draw it. You have to draw a line to show that it is moderate, and if it is moderate, it will be good. All extremes are bad. Whether you're the doting or the disinterested, both are bad. So that's why I'm saying, parents, you have to also now educate yourself. Second, another last point for the senior children. Don't insist that they have to follow the father or mother's profession or grandfather's. And that's because that may be something they're not interested in. And some parents, and I've seen it particularly on the games field, they go berserk about their children when they're playing table tennis or football or anything, and screaming and shouting, why have you done so badly? The fellow himself never played table tennis, so he never achieved anything. And he wants to put into his children all the things he didn't achieve. Now he thinks that his children have to achieve that. That's not right. And we've got this wonderful world out there. And I've always told my message to young people, go boldly where no one has been before. Star Trek, that's the motto. Now, yes, you have to have participation, but another thing, you cannot enforce participation in everything. For instance, somebody, we have to look at various factors. Participation is, the famous thing is we participate, is not how you win, but how you play. But the participation, you can give a wide range. I don't expect a child to be able to participate in every single activity of the school. That's not possible. There are certain things, and if he will probably start with participating, say, in half a dozen things. But as he goes along, he will say, I want to do this more than this. Similarly, the teachers should spot that, and the parents. See, in order to get to the best for the child, we have to have the stakeholders in education interacting and working together. Who are the stakeholders? Well, first is the child is the most important stakeholder. He may be a very small stakeholder in terms of what his role, what he can contribute, but he's the most important. I would even want to call him a stakeholder. I would call him, he's the final customer in your business. If you produce a happy customer and a happy thing. The second stakeholder are the parents. They have a right to say what they want. Alas, there are too many parents who are living in the past. What they did and what they were very good. We are not, somebody said, oh, this was when I was in school. I said, when were you in school? Oh, not long ago, in 1990. I said, 1990 was a different century. You're now in the 21st century. Then there's school. School have to be progressive. They have to move up. And there are so many great traditions in our schools which should be maintained. I'm not saying throw all tradition out of the window. Never. You have to have your traditions with you. But the only thing is, nobody will move forward who continues to live in the past. And some of us only look at the past. The third stakeholder is the school itself. We have to move with the times. Subjects, every day we're using, there are subjects today we've never heard of, even a decade ago. And then the various factors which could influence them for better or for worse. The various, the new electronic media, the internet, the tweeting and the blogging and these can be used. Any new innovation, any innovation can be used for the good, but it can also be used for the bad. Now, I don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. So you have to accept this kind of thing. And that's where perhaps more guidance is needed today than ever before